Yeah, hello and welcome to another short episode of the Spielworxx chat, season 3. My name is Uli Blennemann and I hope you are all well. And if you have questions or comments, please put them in the chat window. I'm really interested in what you have been playing lately. So maybe an Essen release or and did you enjoy that game? I'd like to hear this. But let us start with some Spielworxx news. And hello Hans, good seeing you. Pilgrim has finally arrived. You know, it missed Essen. Boat was sitting in port for a very long time and then it didn't move through customs really fast. So we did miss Essen, but the game has arrived, Pilgrim has arrived and is currently shipping to all pre-order people. So shipping is underway, but if you are overseas, the games are going first by boat to our US fulfillment partner. So please be patient. We take care of everything. You'll get the game as soon as possible. Hello Matt, good seeing you. And hello Stefan. So Stefan played Woodcraft, Ark Nova lately. So what do you think of these games, Stefan? And hello to Texas. Hello Mo. Yeah, of course, Mo is correct. He wants the game now, not tomorrow or in a couple of weeks now. Because Mo, like a lot of the people, a lot of true gamers, he has just a single game and so he needs the next one immediately. I understand this. I have the same, sometimes I have the same feeling. And Stefan already has Pilgrim. And he's saying Woodcraft is interesting, but he needs to explore it more. Yes, not too many games could be played after Essen. And Oath, the German edition of Oath by Cole Worley and Leader Games, it has arrived as well and is starting shipping tomorrow on Wednesday. So Oath will also start shipping this week. And as you know, then suddenly everything is coming in at the same time. Pax Pamir's third German printing will arrive at Hamburg port on the 30th, so on Sunday. The ship is arriving on Sunday. And let us hope that the games go through custom pretty quickly. And once in the warehouse, Pax Pamir will be delivered to all pre-order customers immediately. So Pilgrim, Oath, and then Pax Pamir. So of course Oath and Pax Pamir, just the German editions. Switching topics, changing topics here to board gaming plagiarism. So it happens really rarely, but it happens. And of course that it happens so rarely is a really good thing. And in our pretty small industry, the news that something weird, strange, criminal is happening, these news will get out quickly. And designer Connor Wake reported that one of his playtesters copied his game Flowering Heights. So Flowering Heights was designed between April and September 2021 by Connor. And one of his testers, he took the design, redid the theme, and titled the game Towering Perfection, cat theme, and tried to Kickstarter it under his own company brand name. And when Connor made this public, the Kickstarter campaign had to be cancelled because Connor was able to prove by screenshots from online games that the designer of Towering Perfection was part of his online tests. And both games are 99% the same. So it's not even borrowing one mechanic and reusing it or asking the designer, may I take this wonderful mechanic and use it for my game? Nope, really stealing and using 99% of the design for your own design. And at least campaign has to be cancelled, and I'm definitely not saying that every designer now should sign an NDA document, but it is good if you can prove things, either by screenshots or by documents of your rules, which you have in a folder, which are clearly marked by a date. So this is definitely helpful. And as I said, this is fortunately happening very rarely in our small industry. But I'm really happy that this worked out in this way as it did. But of course, it's still not a good thing, because you are designing a game and hoping that it is published, and then some other person, even or somebody in your at least online test groups, is taking it and trying to put it to Kickstarter, or he put it to Kickstarter and had to cancel the campaign. But I'm happy that it did not work out, and yeah, let's hope that we do not have too many of these really bad news. Stefan is saying, we have a GameCon in Braunschweig on Saturday. So people note, in central Germany, northern Germany, there is a GameCon convention in Braunschweig. So if you are around on Saturday, please attend it. And yeah, could be that Oath is already there. Matt is saying, the worst thing is the person who stole the design doesn't think they did, even though it's obvious he did. Yeah, this is really bad, but you know, people are people, and it's so strange. You see all these fake news or other things where people really believe in the strangest and weirdest things that are imaginable. So sometimes it's really, really strange, and this doesn't speak well of that unnamed diviner, but the whole thing doesn't speak well for him. Strange, very, very strange. So what did I play after Essen? Not a lot. So my goal was last Sunday, I'm done with Essen. So every mail has been answered, has been responded, everything has been taken care of. No, I'm still in that mode. So because of course you are sending out mails, you are going back to topics discussed at Essen, and these people are responding. And then you have to send another mail, have to discuss it again by Zoom or Skype. So it takes an awful lot of time. So I haven't played a lot. What I did play is this one, Fire and Stone, Siege of Vienna, 1683, by designer Robert Deleski and published by Capstone Games. So, Siege of Vienna. Nice, handsome box. And the back of the box says, 2 players, accessible rules, card-driven game. So, card-driven fan I am. Unique player card decks, wooden pieces. Yeah, well, wooden pieces is this China wood. You see, it's so light. It's nicer than cardboard, but well, wood. It is not really wood. So 2 players, age 14 up, playing time is 60 to 90 minutes. And Fire and Stone, Siege of Vienna, 1683, places you in the most dramatic sieges in history. With a completely different set of cards for each player, you will conduct deadly assaults against impenetrable fortifications, dig tunnels packed with explosives, and launch desperate attacks to delay your enemy's advance. Or you can play powerful events with the power to change the course of the battle. And this text isn't too bad, and I really think that the game is good, very good, better than I even expected. And the Ottomans are advancing on Vienna, they are besieging it, and as a Habsburg player, you are basically defending, so it's asymmetric. And I also think that if you play it for the second or third time, that the playing time of 90 minutes is definitely manageable, maybe even less. And our first game took us 2 hours because we had to look up a couple of rules. Components are lovely, and so if you like asymmetric two-player war games, card-driven, so give Fire and Stone by Robert Delaski, give it a try. I think it's a very well done package. And I haven't played these two games, but I'd like to show them briefly. So the wonderful Costa of Roller and Costa. Of course, Roller and Costa are the designers of Café and of course of Yinzi. Costa gave me this copy of Dompierre at Essen, and I will probably play, at least I've scheduled a play for 3rd week of November of it, so I'm looking forward to it. If somebody has played it, let me hear about it. So Dompierre, and Hans is saying regarding Fire and Stone, that is a lighter war game. From what I know, yeah, rules are not really too difficult, but the situation is interesting, so give it a try. And Mo is saying because they used pine, yeah, probably, or they used just waste from wood, pressing it together, color around it, and then off to it. So really strange. And Hans is having a tip, Autobahn, really nice German word by Fabio Lupiano, Nestore Mangone, and Virtu from Pascal Ribot. Yeah, and of these people, I only know the wonderful Fabio Lupiano. I met him at Essen, but I worked with him when I was still with Blackfire on, what's the title? I forgot the title of that very nice game. It's over there, but I forgot it. Blackfire, Fabio, maybe later. So yeah, I can imagine that Autobahn is a great game. Kalimala, Matt is so correct. Kalimala by Fabio Lopiani. And Fabio is a really talented designer. And Matze, hello, good seeing you. Spieletreffen Verteiler. But the last game I wanted to show you here is Discordia. Designer is Bernd Eisenstein. Graphics by Lukas Siegmon. Bernd's company is Iron Games. So I did not pick up the game at Essen, but maybe you have heard the story. Bernd, owner of Iron Games, on Friday, I think it was Friday at Essen, they stole all his money. So his whole income from Friday, which was about 4,000 euros, so for a small publisher, a lot of money, stolen. We have these stories each year, and please don't say, well, you should know better, and why is this possible to happen? First, Essen is pretty much still a cash show, so there's a lot of cash, and no matter how hard you try, the people that steal the money, they come in groups, 2 or 3 people, you are distracted, and one of these small booths is 5 by 2 meters, you cannot really hide your money, and it happens. And so what I did, I ordered afterwards from the website Discordia, which is a new release by Iron Games, and if you have a chance, if you would like to help Bernd a little bit, please take a look at his website at Iron Games. You will find it under Iron Games, the website, and maybe there is something you are interested in. There are way more games than Discordia. This is just the new release, and it's good looking, and I've heard good things about it. So please support Bernd here with something. And Stefan is saying we'll play Discordia tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, and let us know how you like it. But it has even these double-layered player boards. You need a couple of stickers, but then you have a double-layered player board. Well done, Bernd. Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention here is the Frankfurt Book Fair, which took place recently. So book fair, not game fair, of course. And the German book market is stable, although overall sales are down a little bit by 3% compared to 2019. So in 3 years, 3%, stable market. However, what is really interesting is that bestsellers are now selling extremely well. So their sales in the same amount of time, so from 2019 to 2022, when the overall market was going down by 3%, their sales, or the sales of bestsellers, increased by 40%, 40%. So we are seeing an extreme concentration of bestsellers in the book market. And I have no numbers, hard numbers here for games, but we know that during the pandemic, the pandemic is not over, of course, but during 2020 and 2021, especially bestsellers, so, or in our young industry, these are called often classics, so Ticket to Ride, German Zug um Zug, Catan, Carcassonne, Wingspan, Flügelschlag, etc., etc., they sold extremely well in record numbers. So I think we are seeing a little bit of the same. And going back to books, but in my opinion this has relevance to games as well, it is assumed that the bestseller concentration is due to online orders. Here people are buying, especially people who are not that big into books or games, so it's not their number one hobby. These people are buying what others have read or played and what they recommend. So this helps, of course, this concentration. And moreover, in books again, people love it when their expectations are fulfilled. And this is often done by bestsellers and authors they already know. And this also means that the publishers, they have to adjust. They see their sales reports, so they do more of the same authors. So it's even strengthening this effect. So bestsellers. And in my opinion, and although this is from the Frankfurt Book Fair, so not on gaming, but I think there is some truth in game for games as well. This is not good for creativity, and of course Spielworxx is very small, and I'm observing this. In my opinion, it's not healthy if people are buying bestsellers, but we'll see. At least the market is still very large in gaming. I said before, it's a small market, but compared to the gaming market of 10 or 15 years ago, it's still pretty large. Exactly. Stefan is, of course, if I made the wrong impression here, Bernd's games, Iron games, they are good enough. You do not have to buy them to help Bernd. This is just a side effect. Check out Discordia, check out all the other games from Bernd, and help a small publisher friend from Germany. So yeah, but yeah, Bernd is also in this industry for a very, very long time, and you see, if he can publish games for such a long period of time, I think there is something in there. Yeah, so the book market, of course, is different from the gaming market, but I think these observations are at least interesting, and we will see what the next 12 months or the next 24 months will bring for consumer goods in general. Will the next Essen be again bigger than this year's Essen? Will it be smaller? Nobody knows, because we are seeing here in Germany a lot of German Angst again, and of course this is partly justified, because if you do not have enough money, you see your energy costs are rising and rising and rising. We have an inflation of 8-9% here in Germany. So for quite a few people, it is difficult. It is really difficult. But we are only here in late October. And the weather for Germany is beautiful. We have almost 20 degrees centigrade, so heating is not even on. And so let's see where we are in February, where Europe is in February, where the Western world, the so-called Western world, is in February, and see if people are willing to buy games, or if they are saying, well, we hardly need a new one. And I think that the real gamers who say that gaming is their number one hobby, they will still buy, maybe a little bit less. But families, are they really still buying games? If they are saying, well, we already have 3, we already have 4 games, why should we purchase a 5th one? It's not necessary. So I'm not sure what next Essen will bring, if it's larger, if the whole industry is shrinking, if it's stable. We'll see. And interesting times for everybody. But yeah, it is what it is with this. I need to have Ignazi again as my guest, because then it would be really a pessimist Spielworxx chat. So 2 pessimists at the same place. Yeah, well, probably everybody's crying at the end of the Spielworxx chat. But the next Spielworxx chat is in 2 weeks, and I will have a guest. I will have Andre as my guest, and we will talk about Spielkult. We will talk about reviewing games in general, which is a very special thing. And we will talk about much more here. So this is in 2 weeks. And thank you all for your time. If you would like to see a special topic discussed, have a question that you'd like to ask in advance, please let me know. Please drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de. And Mo is making a comment. Do you think the book market parallels the game market as far as bestsellers are less experimental? Are the bestsellers similar to each other? Very, very good questions. I thought about this also. And I think it's not that apparent as in books, because book authors, they have a special style, or they have their genre. When I read an article about the book fair and about bestsellers, they took Fitzek, who made it into gaming as well. I think when I talked to Marco Teuber, he is using Fitzek book adaptations and is designing games on them, at least on several ones. But they took this article on books, they took him as an example. And of course, if you see, the books are, of course, they have a different plot, they are different, but the style is the same. So it's really a familiar ground. You're diving into familiar ground. So I think in games it's not that apparent, especially because there are some designers who are really very diverse. But maybe we are thinking more in some categories, roll and rides, good sellers, you're buying more and more of this. Tile-laying games. I think the new Dorfromantik, which is based on the video game. So if you haven't seen this, check it out on Steam, or Dorfromantik. That's the title, and it's a new Pegasus release from Essen. One of the designers is Michael Palm from Constance. Wonderful guy, and they took the license from this game, but it's basically a tile-laying board game. I think this will be very popular because of Carcassonne and other tile-laying games. Of course, with an IP from a video game, this is also helpful. But Mo, I think you're right, or your question is very good. I think it's not in books it's even more that bestseller authors have a different name, and let's face it, apart from 3, 4, 5 designers, most gamers and especially families do not know the gaming author. It is what it is. Yeah, but very good question here. And maybe I have to think a little bit more about this. So next Spielworxx chat is in 2 weeks with a wonderful guest, with Andre. We are talking about reviewing games, Spielkult, their website, and much, much more. We will talk about hockey as well, because Andre is also a hockey fan, and we attended a game last Sunday and we won, so that was great. Thank you all for your time. If you would like to have a special topic, as I said, discussed, drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. And till November 8, bleibt alle gesund, support the Ukraine, because what I said about energy and problems here in Germany, in the Ukraine, people are dying, actually dying, and we are here and hoping that we make it through the winter without any fighting. And bye-bye to everybody. Thanks a lot.